Hey guys, I'm at Legoland Windsor today. My name's Arthur and this is my rolling vlog. So I picked up my annual pass, so this means I'll be visiting a lot of Maryland theme parks within the year. So let's see what Legoland Windsor has to offer. So one thing you'll notice startlingly different between Legoland Windsor and Legoland California is there's no hotel behind the entrance. That is because the hotels are at the back of the park instead of the front. And obviously this is the entrance, which looks very similar to Legoland in California. I will be comparing both Legoland parks as I go through today. In future visits obviously I won't be, but for today, this is my first visit to Legoland Windsor and seeing what's different, what's the same. So let's find out what there is as we go through. So I've now gone through the entrance to the park, and much like in California, guest services is to your right, and then the kids wear shop is to your left. That's exactly how it is, and obviously the Lego shop's to your right. That's exactly how it is in Legoland California, but let me tell you what isn't in Legoland California is the lovely view you get over the hills straight into London, which is really cool. Straight ahead of us, if the camera's focusing right, is Windsor Castle. Now that's something you would see at Legoland California. As I'm heading towards the Nunchaku area of the park, I thought I'd show you this. And this is the Hulkbuster. It's been in 2 Marvel movies, most recently in Avengers Infinity War. And this model contains 395,000 Lego bricks. It weighs 850 kilograms, so that's over a ton, and its height is 8'3", and it's ginormous. But I've been informed that this is not the biggest model they have in the park. We'll get onto that one later on. As I'm going through the park, I am noticing how beautiful it is. Really gorgeous. There's plants and trees everywhere, which is making it really nice and pretty. And I'm quite amazed at how they've taken away some of the natural beauty of the area from the park. One thing I've noticed when I came down the hill was a mock-up of Mount Rushmore, and it's really cool. And one of the things they've just added recently in the park is Miniland USA. So that's quite a nice nod to what is to come when I show you the Minilands. So I'm now entering into the Nunchaku area of the park, and I'm heading for the Nunchaku ride, which is straight ahead. Now I've got the Q-bot system, which allows you to skip the rides. So I'll be entering through the entrance to your left. So Q-bot's a bit like Fast Pass, and it's what they use to allow wheelchair users to skip the line. But one thing I have noticed is the Nunchaku area is a lot smaller than the Nunchaku area in California. It's like a quarter the size. So that ride was exactly the same as it is in California, and as you saw, my score was significantly improved since the last time I rode it. which is really awesome. I'm now heading towards Land of the Pharaohs, and I'm going to try Laser Raiders. Now this is the ride which I also rode in California, and I remember my score was around about 570, so we'll see if I've improved on the score today. Yeah. So the theming in here is really cool. It's like you're going into some sort of temple, and it's quite dark. So this is the pre-show. Theming in here is quite cool. So there's a map on the wall, and then there's some sort of photo that's happening in here. And then turn to our left where we boarded the ride. We just went across a track, and now we're in some sort of tent, which really makes it sort of like a tent. You're going into some sort of Egyptian area, which adds to the theming. Dramatically improved on my score from the last time. I've now got 17,500. Really impressive. I tried to do some of the water rides here at Legoland, but unfortunately for the raft ride that they have here, wheelchair users aren't allowed to go on it. And for their log flume ride, Pirate River Splash, which I enjoyed, it was really fun. We have a slight different sort of boarding area for wheelchair users, which makes it kind of difficult for someone with disability to board. So be wary, if you're a wheelchair user, you may not get to do any of the water rides here at the park, which is unfortunate because in theme parks all over the world, they're more inclusive in terms of their boarding procedure for wheelchair users and water rides. But I'm not going to let that ruin my day. So let's carry on exploring and seeing what else there is. So I'm now going to take a ride on the Dragon. Now if you remember, the Dragon was the one at Legoland California, where it was half dark ride and half roller coaster. So this should be kind of fun. And the entrance to this ride is already much more themed than it was in California, because you're actually going up a drawbridge here and into a castle area, whereas in California it was more of a cutout sort of scene. I'm now getting a bit hungry, so I'm now going into City Walk. I hope Universal Studios don't find out they're using that name. City Walk Pizza and Pasta Buffet, because I heard they offer gluten-free pizza. So let's see what I can get. So I decided to go for the gluten-free pizza, which they also made dairy-free for me because they never put any cheese in it. And here's what it looks like. And as you can see, it's massive, and it's probably better than the normal pizza. And I'll let you know what I think of it once I'm done. That meal was fantastic, and it was great value for money. As you saw, you got a whole pizza, pretty much like you get at Disneyland or at Disney World theme parks, but obviously it was much bigger. And it was good value for money because the price was, well, I've got annual pass, so it cost me £11.95, and that gave you unlimited pizza, unlimited pasta, and a pudding. But if you don't have an annual pass, it would cost you £14.95, and even that's fantastic for a theme park. And I highly recommend that if you come to Legoland to eat there, because you'll get a lot of food for your money. I'm now heading over to Coast Guard HQ, I think it's called, and it's sort of like a Autopia but on boats. As Tim Tracker would say, theme park pigeons. So unlike Autopia, this ride appears you can go anywhere you like. Are we overtaking? We are overtaking. Okay, we're overtaking. It's quite a nice, relaxing, leisurely ride through here, and the theming over here is pretty cool. Just for your information, it smells like the water. They're not using chlorine in this water, they're using the same chemical as Disney parks. So it's got that nice Disney water ride smell here. So this is sort of like a Jungle Cruise. I was right, it is exactly like Jungle Cruise, except you're self-guided. An alligator or crocodile. And we're now in the Arctic region. With polar bears and penguins building sandcastles, as they do.
Everyone. Now please remain seated. Your team asks you to leave your boat.
That was fantastic, and like I said in the ride, it's like a combination of Autopia with Jungle Cruise, and it was really fun. I'm going to be splitting this vlog into 2 different parts, so part 2 will be coming up in the future, but for now it's time for me to roll on to my next adventure.